stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello, Wanderers. I am AJ Rasmussen, and this is Soul Wanderings, a show where we receive an opportunity to hear journey stories from humans from all walks of life and all types of experiences. And these humans show up to share authentic pieces of themselves with all of us. We are live on KGRA DB Facebook page, YouTube pages, and of course here on KGRADB.com. You can join in on the conversation really easily. So go to any of those platforms. We're hanging out on all of them between myself and my producers, Bill and Eric. If you have any questions, you can put them in chat. But also, we are opening up the phone lines, the second part of the show, where you can call in for a number of reasons, which we'll get to. It's going to be a fun and exciting show tonight, and I would love the interaction from you listeners. It is going to be an interesting soul wandering, and I'm so excited. So let's just get started. Tonight we have an amazing guest, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. She's an internationally renowned naturopathic doctor, energy healer, remote viewer, paranormal expert, and a consciousness teacher. She combines science with possibility and has been experimenting with frequencies in products and with her clients for the last decade and a half. She also has over 24 years of clinical experience in both alternative health and energy healing fields. She was born with the ability to remote view, see people's auras, and has the gift of being highly intuitive. Dr. Kimberly McGeorge, welcome to Soul Wanderings.
Oh, it's my privilege. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm excited for tonight, and the more that I have gotten to talk to you before we started the show, I'm giddy. This is going to be a fun wandering with you.
I hope so. I hope it's fun for your listeners, and I hope it's fun for you too.
Oh, absolutely. Already a given. We know it's going to happen. So thank you for being here with us. There's so much that you have going on, and there's so much about you. I'm just surprised, like all the things you can do. We were talking before the show. I'm just like, wow. And I thought I was a busy girl.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Before we go down that path of learning about what you do now and all of those things, let's get to know you on a personal level a little bit better first. And then we'll go and deep dive into all that other good stuff. So tell us a little bit about you.
Wow, where do I start? I usually just start in childhood because it kind of explains how I came into the paranormal world. I lived outside of Chicago, and when I was 3 years old, we don't know really when we're young, especially if we're not put into school really young like they do now. You know, I'm old. So back in the day, you didn't get shoved into school as young as people, do now. And so I didn't have a lot of comparison. I was the firstborn child. So, it's all about me until I was 3, and then my brother was born. And so my experience to me was everyone's experience. Like I thought everyone saw auras. I thought everybody saw spirits. I thought everybody saw monsters. Well, I don't call them monsters now, but I did then. And I thought everybody could remote view and know things. I just knew things. And, now we call that intuition and all sorts of other things. So my first, experience was when my brother was born. And as he got a little older and I got a little older, I realized he had none of what I had. Like I tried to have these conversations like, do you see that woman? Do you see that thing? Come here. The monster's coming. And he's like, you're a crazy lady. I mean, of course he insinuated it too, but I'm sure he was, he probably still does. So that created this really weird experience. Cause even when I was 5, I would go and take naps in my parents' room, and like the ceiling would open up and portals would open up, and I'd go into the darkness and like planets, and there'd be beings, and they'd be guarding doors and tunnels. And it was like, and then sometimes beings would come in the room, like before, my mom came in and kind of shut everything down, which is real interesting. It's real interesting that I haven't really thought about that in a while, but it's really interesting that when we don't surround ourselves with people that like encourage us, they like can stifle us and repress us. So that's something probably going to think about that a little bit more. But, so eventually, obviously, when I went to school, I realized nobody's like me here. Nobody. And one of the things I realized when I got to be about 7 or 8 was that I had an adult mind in a 7 or 8-year-old body. I actually had an adult mind in a baby body. Because I remember laying there as a baby looking at my butterfly, people, butterfly, mobile, and thinking, WTF, like, where am I? And how did I get here? And what is this? Like, I can't walk. Anyway, so that's kind of like the young years.
I am blown away that you have that remembering that young. Many of us don't remember that far back.
People are amazed and they think it's really cool, but it's actually super painful. It's really painful to have. I call it partial memory, because by no means do I even now believe I have full memory. I've remembered a lot of my incarnations. I've remembered a lot. I feel like I know about 75% of who I am as a soul spirit now, and what I've done repeatedly over, millions of years. And that's comforting. But back then, it just took a long road. It wasn't until I left my family home. My family was very religious. So not only did I have these abilities, I like to make a joke of it, but it's really not that funny. And back then, because I'm old, we called them exorcisms. Now they call them deliverances. But I could beat anybody for amount of exorcisms, because my dad was a pastor. So I've been exorcised like 30 times. Wow. Satan, come out. Satan, come out again. I bind you, Satan. It makes you feel crazy. It makes you feel dirty. It makes you feel ashamed. So I really had to deal with a lot of shame, and I wasn't able to break away from all of that until I went to school, and I decided, okay, I'm 8 hours away from my family home. I can start to show little bits of who I am.
Why just little bits? You still had hesitancy around who you were at that time?
Yeah, because I was in a Christian college. You can only, I feared the same thing,
but it makes complete sense.
The cool thing was, though, we're very self-absorbed, most people, when we're that age. Sorry, guys, we are. And so it's all about us. And so it was all about them. They didn't really care about religion. They didn't really care about their parents. What they cared about was their boyfriend cheating? Was their girlfriend cheating? Were they going to marry the person they were dating? Does this guy really like me? Is he talking to this girl? And so I came in kind of the romance gossip door, and I got a reputation that eventually led me to law enforcement. It eventually led me to doing my first deliverance myself, real deliverance, at 20. And it eventually led me to having a really nice, reputation in the Fox River Valley as a very astute viewer of, unfortunately, dark energies. It took me a while to find the lighter path.
Yeah. There definitely is a transition that occurs when, at least for me, when I was younger, I always saw the dark stuff. I never saw the light stuff. And so I just thought that that's what there always was. I didn't understand until I got older. There were light beings and there were angels, and that it wasn't scary. What was that journey like for you, having that transition for yourself?
It really took a long time, because that became my side income. And even when I had my children and they were born with abilities, that became an activity we would do together. And my 12-year-old can see better than I can. She sees like ghost whisper, like 100% of the time. Well, she's not 12 now, but she was then. And I would take her on house clearings with me because she would pick up the stuff I missed. Like she was like my backup cleanup when we would. So it really took me a long time because I was making my income from both alternative health and from house clearings, land clearings, and deliverances. So as far as the paranormal aspect, it really wasn't until I started questioning religion that led me into consciousness. And I started really digging deep into all what you would call, new age, now they call it consciousness stuff, and kind of experimenting with lucid dreaming and, all of that fun stuff, pendulums and just the more innocent applications, I guess, of abilities, like you said.
Yeah, the beginnings, the tools, the unnecessary tools, but wonderful tools to get you started.
Absolutely. And I always say that I can teach how to use the tools. I can use the tools, very well, but I think when we do devote ourselves and really study and get a feel for those tools, we become the tool. So even though now we have this, and we did for a while, this amazing technology, which you will experience and, your viewers will experience, sometimes technology goes down. But what's really cool is I'm fine-tuned enough from being in the frequencies that I can, go before my own, 400 supplement cabinet and just pick out what I need. And if it comes back up online, it's really cool to check yourself. And you're like, I was right. I'm amazing. We are so much more powerful. We're all intimidated by AI and technology, but we as these like creation, fire, infinite spirit beings are so incredibly more complex and more powerful than the tiniest and largest and fastest computer.
Very true. Very true. It's amazing how technology has made such a presence in this arena. However, I mean, obviously you use it. There are so many different ways that it can be used when you're doing those, like the aura readings and scans and things like that. It's quite neat mixing the two together.
That's really profound. I was just talking to a friend about this very thing, about how, to me, the most brilliant thing isn't rejecting one or the other, isn't saying, okay, now we have technology, so we'll just not use our abilities, or, technology's evil, all technology is evil, we're just going to use our abilities. But the marriage of the two is so mighty and so fun and so powerful. And I love it because what I have the ability to merge with anything, a tree, an animal, any person, and look from within them out. And so when I used to practice as a medical intuitive, this is kind of weird, but I literally used to crawl around the body and I would go macro and micro. So I'd like look in the veins and look in the arteries and see gross things and be like, ooh, that's really nasty. Let's, go somewhere else. Or, feel their emotions, or, and thoughts are just frequencies. So I know what you're thinking. I know your little secrets. I know your good qualities, but and this, there's a huge energy cost to that. There is. I never figured out. I mean, maybe my frequency wasn't high enough. Maybe I wasn't wise enough. But sorry, guys, I never figured out how not to have that energy cost of completely merging with another being of any type, animal, human, or otherwise. And, spending that much time in someone whose essence, sometimes they weren't even human when you got in there. You're like, oh, I thought you had a soul. I see now you have no soul. That's very interesting. And there's just this cost to that. And then some people had multiple human discarnates in them. There's a cost, there's just a cost to mixing with all that inside someone, and you're sending part of your spirit inside them. And it gets kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. It can be like a fun party, or it can be like a bad rave, gone wrong. So the technology freed me. Like I call it, I'm lazy now. I call myself the lazy psychic.
Oh no.
Yes, I do, because I can read you without it. But why would I? Because the technology that I use, the way I use it with my essence, is 100% accurate. So why put, we only have so much energy, all of us, as you know, in a day.
Right,
There's a reason
right.
I'm saying have it, sir. You guys will find out later. But yeah, so we only have so much energy. And if the good AI can do it for you, it's so much fun.
So much fun. And I haven't had a ton of experience as far as the technology goes from my own points of view, but I've had aura readings, and I've had different types of energy scans and things like that. And it's so interesting how accurate they are. Like, that's what blows me away is, those who have the abilities to do that on their own, but then have an actual electronic device of some kind do it and have the same results. That just blows my mind.
That's what blows everyone's mind. It even blows my mind. And it's funny because things will come up because there's a lot of shadow. I write the back end, so I write the software for the hardware. And, so I'll teach different topics to my groups, or I'll want to work on certain things in myself. So I'll call my daughter up and I'll be like, I do not have the belief that it's safe to be sick. And she'll be like, oh, did that come up on the app this morning, Mom? We make fun of it. We say it's not true. But the cool thing about the technology that's harder to pick up, you have to be a really astute psychic and spend a lot of time. And you can also give people way too much information in a little bit of time, but at least they have the option what they want to work on and what they resonate with. The frequency is subconscious sometimes. So we can have programming and beliefs that are stored in our memory and in our mind, in our cells, even trauma memories that we have no way to access. And even for using intuitive abilities, it's hard to access them because sometimes they're blocked. Sometimes they're blocked by dark forces. Sometimes they're blocked by the person and they have them locked up. There's just a million reasons why you can't. But with the technology and the programs we have, we can access 100% of anything. So we work a lot with trauma, and we're all traumatized because we're here.
Absolutely.
Work a lot with releasing
we're
trauma.
Human.
Because we're human, exactly.
Yes.
And we're frail and we're not perfect. And we work a lot with people that have, abductions and, just really weird stuff too, but they have no one to go to. They have no one to say, is this like a cover memory, a fake memory? I know you've heard the term cover memories. So not everything we remember is necessarily happened. There's other reasons why either memories can be put in us, or we can choose to cover things up with a false memory. And so it's just so cool to be able to get to all that little details, and it's so freeing. Some things we find by, testing thousands of people, the spirit wants to know. And some things the spirit's really not concerned with. It's fun to learn your past lives and soul regression. We do soul regression and we have programs about soul regression. And as humans, we want to know what we did in the 1800s, or if we were here, or where we were, what planet we're on, what being we are, all this stuff. But what we find is what the spirit, and this continually tests, what the spirit really wants to know and remember is, who am I? Not who am I, like male or female, not even necessarily your abilities, what your strongest abilities, more like the essence. Who have I chosen to be over millions and billions of years? What is my essence? What is my soul family? What is my group? Who am I? Is it who I think I am? And I find the more authentic people who have done the work and done the shadow work, they've already kind of found their way, which is super cool. Without technology, without psychics.
Yeah. And I think experiences do that for us also. The more experiences you have, no matter what that looks like, because it could be trauma, it could be something really fantastical, whatever it is, you learn a little bit more about yourself with each experience.
I would add to that, if you allow yourself to, because I think one thing we've also seen by running the technology is the level of resistance, like I just shared with you, even in myself. We say we want to heal. We say we want to work on our darkness. But when you're really faced with it, sometimes you realize it's more comfortable to struggle. Sometimes, it's even more sometimes comfortable to be broke than to be wealthy, and all those just weirdness that our mind says one thing, but our being, and that's what I love about the technology, because it's just frequency. So people are like, oh, well, you're reading me, through this machine. I'm like, no, I'm not. You're reading you through the machine. I just have the clinical experience and just working with so many people and working with the technology so long to accurately interpret it.
Right. Which, it's just, there's so many ways that you can look at a human body too, because we are so complex, right? There's so many things going on inside of us, let alone outside of us. And then add the experience to it. We're just like a big jumbled ball of all kinds of goodness and messes. And
I really like that you say that. That's really astute of you. I'm also going to say the world around us is very layered in multiple layers of good things and multiple layers of deception. So it takes, I've been using machines and, technology for the last 25 years, and I still get shocked on what I write and what comes up. And I'm like, I haven't made it yet. I don't think we ever make it, as eternal beings. I think there's just always the rise and the step up and the processing. And, but I find a lot of healing, and this is kind of a new realization in helping people truly understand who they are. It doesn't matter if you're fat or thin or smart or dumb or weak or what nationality you are, where you came from or who your mom is or what you went through. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you begin down to your marrow, down to your bones, through your soul, understand deeply. And I shared with my class last night, and a lot of people can't say this, and it took me a long time to be able to say it. But when my feet hit the floor in the morning, I am so excited to spend a day with you. Like, I know this sounds arrogant, and believe me, I've been down. We could talk about that too. I've been down the ego path too. So, and it destroyed me, which was beautiful because I came through that, as you were saying, a completely different person. I'm not saying ego doesn't raise its head every now and then, but I'm so humbled because I get to be me. I'm pretty sure the rest of my time here. How delicious. And I like
so good.
I never thought I could say. It took me till, and some people wouldn't ever believe this, it wasn't until I was 49 and I'm 52, almost 53, that one day I was sitting in my bed and I woke up and I said, oh, OMG. For the first time I can say I love myself, I like myself, and mean it. That's how long it took me, even with all my accomplishments and abilities.
Right. And you're not alone though. There's so many people that are our age and older who don't come into that knowing until they're
I am not 20. I am not your age. I am not 20.
I am not 20, girl. I am well into my 40s.
Just giving you our time.
But it's neat. I feel like the older I've gotten, I've gotten to know myself more and have really learned to let a lot of things go, right? They just don't matter anymore. Or I've learned to heal the trauma, or working on healing trauma, or I've learned to look at life completely different. And there's the newer energies coming into the human race that are just naturally aware of who they are and what their abilities are. And they love themselves from the get-go. They didn't go through all those same things that we all went through. And it's really neat and fascinating to see that awareness coming into our experience and how it's shifting us, the older generations, and allowing us to step into who we are and it being okay. We don't have to worry about like we used to.
I really
we worried about it, or I shouldn't say worried about like we used to. That's probably not the best terminology there, but I think you have an understanding of what I'm trying to say.
Totally. And I was so privileged to birth the four most gorgeous girls, and they also happen to be, my best friends, and they're all immensely differently, super psychically advanced and gifted. And they have that was so healing to watch. And it was nice as a mother to be able to support that when it wasn't supported in me. So it was like a weird double, re-healing always. And so just to watch them walk in their abilities and be so confident it's so funny. I just happened to have this here. I have to show you. So this is my one daughter. I don't know if you can see it. She calls it soul frequency symbols that she, brings in from outside. She's from like a different planet. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say that, you guys. And, when she was 2, like she would draw like sophisticated, like architectural designs. Like she's like bizarre. Like my kids, I always say my kids, you guys forget me, like get to know my kids. They are like you said, like way beyond, like they're like all of themselves, and we're still learning how to be that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what is so neat though, being a witness to that awareness and having that younger generation teach us. Like, yes, there's things we can teach them, but they're teaching us this new level of consciousness. And I just think that is incredible. I just love it. I think it's so good.
I would absolutely 100% agree with that.
Thank you, younger generation, for showing up, changing the vibration of our human experiences. So good. So there's so much that we are going to be talking about tonight with Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. She has the ability to do so many things. In the second hour, we're going to open up the phone lines and offer mini scans or readings. She can remote view your property. So if you have something going on and are looking for some answers or some validation, what else is it that you can do over the phones for our listeners real quick?
Pretty much. I mean, I don't mean this in I don't mean that in a bad way. I like to stay away from complicated health things because of the legality. So I prefer not to go down the health, but if they want me to like just peek at something, or give some suggestions, that's a possibility, but very light, health light. But
okay.
I always say I'm old. I'm old in a couple different ways. So yeah. I play a lot of bored. As older beings, we get bored. You got to play. You got to play in a lot of different areas.
That has been the theme of my week. I have felt that energy so much. All right, everyone, stay close. We are going to take our first commercial break, and then we'll get back to learning more about our guest, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. Stay close.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Are you still at it?
Yeah, I need more speed.
This baby's fast.
My dad's fast. He's scary fast.
You really think you could beat him?
Yeah, because I drink more tea than he does.
Yeah, right.
You know, pal, it's the tea that makes you go.
Oh. Hey, Dad.
You know, kiddo, you have to drink a lot more tea to be faster than me.
Drink the tea that makes you go. Life Change Tea. You may not need as much as Dad. You never know. GetTheTea.com. Log on to GetTheTea.com.
Welcome to the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. Here you'll find great new content, including the KGRA Classics, great shows from our archives. You'll be able to see the show times and information so you can see what show is currently on air. The on-air live button. So just go to this section and you'll be able to hear the show live with exceptional sound quality. We also have the Vault section. Make sure to subscribe to get access to great content and special features. We have the make content for our latest news and events, so make sure to sign up and you can be part of our forum. So make sure to check out the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. We look forward to seeing you there, and we hope that you enjoy the new website.
Mainstream media's most wanted. KGRAradio.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Yay for quick commercial breaks. Then we can get right back to it. They're necessary, but I'm really happy that we're back. Tonight we are wandering with our guest, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. And girl, you have so much going on. I love this about you. I'm sitting here looking at your bio of sorts and I'm like, dang. So we can go in so many different directions, and being here on my show, like we mostly talk about spirituality and like life experiences and, abilities and things of that nature. The station in general, we talk about anything anomalous, paranormal, UFO, and cryptids, like all kinds of stuff. So that's not my specialty. However, I know it's yours. And for the listeners who are popping on because they saw that keyword cryptids and they're like, ooh, what's this show about? Let's go down that route for a little bit, because not only the cryptids, but the whole animal energy. And you brought up earlier about even having animal energy in us. And so I'm just fascinated with the inner connection of it all.
Sure thing. Well, the reason I brought up animals too, not really cryptids yet, but was because we have animal, people might call them soul guides or spirit guides, but definitely not, most animals are not necessarily animals. They can be containers for any kinds of beings. It could be for a relative could choose to come back. You can choose to come back as any animal you want. There's just a lot to talk about there. But the reason I specifically mentioned it to you before the show started is because two animals actually appeared for you, and they have metaphysical meanings. And so I wanted to tell you and share with you the two animals that I saw around you, and to see if it resonated with the meaning. So the first was a mama cougar. Came in and stood beside you. And I look at a mama, well, first of all, I hear the words, Mama, you got this. So wherever there's doubt, and I'm an energy healer, so I just got to take it out. So anywhere you're willing to release doubt, we're just going to start letting that dissipate and fall off your field. And a mama cougar also represents leadership and taking charge of one's life. So what I see in you is a little bit of a need, like you're a powerful, mighty, creative, brilliant, talented woman. I mean, look at her. There's no doubt. However, inside you, you're just a little bit off your third chakra, and I call it standing behind yourself. I call it power standing. So whether you make the crappiest, stupidest decision, like let's say you drive into a grocery store, I still want you to own that. I want you to own it in grace. I want you to own it in power. I want you to laugh at it, and then I want you to let it go. It doesn't matter. Or if you make the most amazing, I want you to own that fully too.
I'm ready to do that.
Not go past that. When we go too far past, the third chakra is a really great stopping point. You can, like, standing behind it's really nice because you can kind of support yourself, hold yourself up. But then when you drive past it, what's happening? You're getting into ego. You're infringing in other people's space. You're going past, overpowering. You don't do that. You just need to, I just like you to fall back, and you're definitely centered and you have power, but I want you to fully support you. Even when other people disagree with you, even when there's debate about how to resolve situations in life and in business, I want you to stand for you. Okay, so that's what Mama Cougar had to say.
That's really good information.
A power animal that came in and stood next to you. And these are so cool because, and I love synchronicity, the elephant, which is also what the elephant has to say to you this evening is the same thing. You are strong. You are mighty. You are powerful. You are loyal. You have wisdom. Own all of that, and it's all good.
So good. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Those are two animals that have never shown up in any reading I've had. So that's really neat to have new animal energy with me.
So going into, you said the cryptids, it's really interesting because it wasn't until about 5 years ago other than childhood where I saw monsters and I just kind of put them in the monster category, I didn't really have a relationship with cryptids. I had a relationship with demons. We talked about all the dark energies, but I was watching, I hate to say it. We all go down bunny trails on YouTube, right? Everybody does that. So we start watching one thing and then, we go down the next 20 videos. I keep switching.
Absolutely.
And so there was this guy named C. Wayne Wilson in Reidsville, North Carolina. And I am like, this guy is cracked in his head. He's like on there filming his wood saying, oh, I'm sorry.
I love it. No, I'm laughing. It's just good.
He's like, do you see the mom? You can see her breast and she's holding and rocking her baby. And there's the daddy Sasquatch standing by her and there's a dog man on the ground. And I am like, okay, let's look. So I went into kind of, my meditation thing. And I'm like, and at first, the first couple of videos, I'm like, it's kind of like a car accident, you have to watch. It's so crazy. This guy is so dogmatic. You just have to watch. So I watched 4 or 5 videos, and then all of a sudden it was like my crypto site turned on, and I am like, I freaked out. I was like, OMG, this guy is he's not lying. He's not crazy. They're crawling. Everything he said, I saw. So he would say there's 3 babies sitting on the ground. I'm like, right there. He would say there's a giant crypto over here, right there. I could, while he narrated, I could circle, on his video. And so me being me, I'm like, let's look him up. So I looked up Wayne Wilson, and he happened to be in Reidsville, which at the time was an hour away from me. I'm like, dear Wayne, can I come over? Only I would do this. Can I come? Because at the time, you guys, I call myself dumb, because I've learned so much in 5 years about cryptos. But back then, I thought only Wayne Wilson had cryptos in his yard. So I thought that I had to drive an hour to Wayne Wilson's yard to see the cryptos. So I did. And it was so cool because I drove up and he comes running out. And he's like, they're all coming to the edge of the woods for you. They know who you are. I was crying. He's like, they know who you are. That is powerful. When these beings... there's these huge acres and acres of fields, and they're coming to the edge of the woods, and they're carrying their babies, and there's babies swinging on the branch. It was crazy. And I was sold. But what I came to realize, and this is what's super cool, you guys, I went back home and I'm like, could there be cryptos in my woods? Well, of course, they're everywhere. All the dimensions are stacked on top of each other. So the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, up to who knows how many dimensions there are, 700 billion. We don't know how many dimensions there are, but they're all they all fit on the size of the head of the pin. So of course they're there. What's it about? This is what I learned about cryptos and fairies and the whole thing. It's a relationship.
Wow.
If you're willing to see, you don't have to have psychic abilities to have a relationship with different dimensions. You have to have a heart that's open and non-judgmental. And just you don't have to, there's no requirements to have a relationship necessarily with your children or with the person next door or with someone at work or your husband or wife. There's no requirements. The requirement is what? Love, purity, interest, understanding, energy exchange. The mistake a lot of people make in the paranormal world, there is no energy. It's give me the pictures, give me the movies, make me famous. I want to get rich. Mm-hmm. I want to use you. I want to yell at you. I want to scream at you. I want to taunt you. I want to manipulate you. We wonder why we don't see.
Right. Exactly. We need to get all of that stuff out of the way.
So then I discovered, my yard, my neighbor's yards. So then I thought, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to go to the busiest road in Winston-Salem, one of the busiest, which is called Ronalda, and has all the fast food restaurants and stores, and all the lights. And I'm like, let's see if there's cryptos here. Cryptos there. I got pictures of cryptos there everywhere. They're everywhere because the dimensions are everywhere.
That just, wow. I don't have any experience with that. I don't even see spirit animals or anything. But I have a friend who sees all of the time, and I have woods in my backyard, and she's always like, did you see that? Do you hear that?
Oh, I love that.
And I'm like, no, and I want to. I'm aware. I see other things. Why am I not seeing these creatures?
You have the ability. You're blocking you. It's only you. You have
of course
complete easy ability. And I love that she's doing that for you, because I believe if you hang out with her, or even if you schedule certain times, like if you said, let's go for 3 hours and go to this new spot, and you just show me what you see as we walk, like you'll learn, you will see that. Like, it's almost to me like a light switch. I don't think it comes real gradual. I think it's like off, and then you're like, whoa, my world just got really big. You know?
Well, I look forward to it. I really do. It's us as humans, the majority of us are so naive to think that it's just us. Like, we're just floating around on this planet Earth and nothing else exists. But when that light switch you're referring to, when we flip that switch and we see like all of these other beings, it can take you down some different directions emotionally. I want to talk about that a little bit, just because you obviously have had those experiences where you thought you were crazy, or people shot you down, or whatever that looked like. How can someone tune into their abilities and their gifts and have these experiences and be rest assured that they aren't crazy and that they have the support that they need? And this is what is meant to be all along, that they're meant to interact and see these different energies.
You know, people are really hard on mediums like YouTube, or, you know, even channels like this, and we're just flooded with all this, and a lot of it is garbage. But shows like this, you have a real healing energy about you, and a real tenderness. And they need to find places like this, and not just watch me, but like sit in energy like yours, because it's a virtual like village. It's a virtual, especially, and I don't want to exclude men at all, but I just want to speak to the women. Like, I love getting older. Like, when I was younger, the worst thing, I'm like 50. I never want to be 50. Like, you're like dead at 50. And now I'm 50, and it's so beautiful and so rich, and it has that like crone energy. And I think you're like doing like a virtual village of just such sweet, to allow people, maybe some for the first time, I would guess, to come on your show and speak their truth, whether you agree with it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you even care about it or not. I'm not saying you don't, but to allow that is so healing, to have that platform. So one of the things they can do is find someone like you, of course, and sit under, and people that you resonate with, maybe check them out, maybe go to their classes, maybe go to their live events, maybe work with them, maybe have a reading. Sorry, my dogs.
They want to run the action. It's all good.
So that's definitely one thing you can do. But the other thing you can do is, most of us have one of these. We call them smartphones. And anybody who has a smartphone can they might not know it, but what you do is you go out. The best time, I think, to learn to see cryptos is like when the sun's coming up and when the sun's going down. Not dark, not like blazing day. When the light's kind of weird, and start taking pictures, especially if you don't have woods or you don't have grass. It's easiest to learn to see them in the woods. They're in your yard, whether you have one tree or one flower, they're there, they're in the grass. But they're everywhere, of course. But use your cell phone and then blow it up. And don't believe, I think it's who's the guy who did the X-Files? The guy, the FBI agent. Do you know his name?
David Duchovny. I'm like, Mulder.
He said, 3D programming tells us pareidolia. It says, it's so weird. This picture right here, this is perfect. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. I love synchronicity. Okay. So this picture, they can see this picture that we're on, right? This mountain sky meta. I'm looking at cryptos in this picture right here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I will send you tomorrow this picture of us, and I will circle. That's how you learn to see. You're like, I do see that. Now,
send it my way.
Yeah, I will. And some people would say pareidolia. That's the 3D programming matrix system not wanting you to know how powerful you are and that you can have this relationship, because these creatures will assist you. They will help heal you. They will teach you. They will, help you develop your abilities. They will love you. Who wants that? Do you think politicians want
sign me up? I love feeling that stuff. That's a good way to learn too. So I'm excited for you to send me that so I can see, because I'm looking at it. Obviously, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not trying too hard either. I'm so present in the moment with you. But you do have some photos that you sent to us okay, here we go. Explain this one to us.
I love that you said, here we go, down the rabbit hole.
Here we go. Okay, this one tripped me out. I'm like, what the heck?
Okay, so how did this happen? I don't usually go to Waffle House, just for all my people that will yell at me because they're like, what do you do? Okay, no, I don't usually go, but I was here that day. And I had my back to the door. And every type of being, humans have a frequency and then they break down smaller. Dogs have a frequency, cats have a frequency, viruses have a frequency. Everything has a frequency. So I've been around and talked to and interacted with enough reptilians, Dracos, Greys, the whole caboodle, many, many species from off planet. I know their frequency. So as I'm sitting there, I felt the frequency. I'm like, there's a Draco somewhere. Like, I don't know if it's full, and this gets tricky too, because and I don't even know if I analyzed that deeply. He could have been a pure Draco, or he could have been a temporary Draco, meaning the body was empty or open to be stepped into by a Draco. Okay. So it's not, so people are always like, Joe Biden is a reptilian, Trump's a reptilian. This Lady Gaga's a reptilian. We have all those videos. Not necessarily. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe, they have things that step into them and things that step out of them. So I just felt the frequency. So I practice what I preach. What did I do? I took a picture to analyze it later. And then you could see the webbing, and you could see that he was not a human creature.
No. And you see those things through the photo, though.
Untouched photo. Untouched photo, you can see the hand.
So, although you can't see him with the human eye, when you take a photo, you can see things. Just like when I've gone to do investigations, we take photos just randomly of nothing, but not almost always, but a lot of times there is something, that I feel. Was that the reason why you take the pictures, so you can go back and see something you didn't see before?
Well, he was also signaling someone down the parking lot. So they were there for me.
Ooh, interesting.
So who I am, and I don't really want to get into this, but just let's say a lot of planets, a lot of beings, a lot of groups, positive and negative, and know who I am. So they tend to either come around me positively or come around me. I was talking to my daughter today. I'm like, are they really that? Like, maybe I need to work on more powerful things, because why am I so tracked? I mean, they track me like. We could get down into all that. There's beings that come in, they see you coming in before you're even in the womb, and it's called yellow tagged. It's beings that you're actually yellow tagged. It's beings that have meta abilities. They see you coming in and they assign handlers to you from before birth. You know why? We do not want AJ to grow into her full abilities, because if AJ grows into her full abilities, watch out, world. This might not be so dark. There might not be child trafficking if AJ steps up. There might not be prisons. There might be peace. It might be a beautiful high frequency, because here's the lie. It doesn't take 10. It doesn't take 5. You or I could do it alone. I see clearly who you are, and I know who I am. And we are way beyond capable to turn this world around. And here's the lie. And feel how this doesn't resonate with all of you, because there's people listening to this and that will listen to this that the same thing's true about, because I can see you and sense you too. Here's the lie. We can't do it alone. Lie. Now, can everyone do it alone? No, because not everyone has a fire creation spirit. But the fire ancient creation spirits can do nothing you can't do. Here, now, That's the lie. That's why they work against us with so much programming, layers and layers and layers
so
of
much.
programming.
So much. I could do a whole entire show on the programming. That's one thing that has been very real for all of us recently in the last year, more so than ever before. But, that's one thing that just makes my water boil. I can't even find the words. It just really upsets me. Programming, don't do it. Okay, so I want to share all of these pictures before we go to our next break. So let's move on to the next one because, the second hour we are opening up the phone lines. You guys get those pens ready. I'm going to be giving you the phone number. But in the meantime, Kimberly, share with us what's going on here in this photo.
Right. So this was just in my backyard. I think you might be able to see a house in the background. I'm not sure. Just a little bit of woods. And I just took a picture because I knew they were there. And there's a number of creatures here. But again, you're not going to be able to see it even on the screen. You're going to need to blow it up. And what you can see is you're going to look for dark spots, not dark spots like darkness, but you're going to look for concentrated, like between these two sticks that kind of go and has a little white point. There's one in between there. Blow it up, throw away your programming of, pareidolia and see what you see. So that's just a really good, and you guys can do this in your own backyard. And you can also hear. So you can sit out in the woods for an hour, any woods or any park, and just be safe. Don't say, I got mugged because you told me to go sit in the park. And listen, because you'll hear stick breaks. You'll hear tree knocks. I live out in the foothills of the mountains, so it's pretty crazy out here, obviously. But last night, I heard what most people would say were coyotes. Well, I used to have a half coyote dog, and I know what a coyote sounds like. These were beings imitating coyotes. They were Sasquatch howling to each other. They were not coyotes. Now, I'm not saying there aren't coyotes and they don't howl and there aren't wolves, but we do the same thing with sound that we do with sight. That doesn't sound like coyotes, but I sure don't want to take the time, because I'm so distracted and I have to go back in my house and I have to make dinner and I have to wash the clothes. Do you guys not think there's a reason that we're not driven toward consumerism? We are magical, eternal, alchemical beings that can create out of nothing. They want us distracted. They don't want us, even to meditate. Even if you're religious, they don't want you to pray. They don't want any of that. They just want you working, buying, sleeping, eating, working, buying, sleeping, eating.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So you guys have to slow down. You really have to slow down. You don't have to meditate because I'm not a big meditator, but it becomes a walking meditation. It becomes, I'm going to go to this place and I'm going to stand still even while I let people go on around me, and I'm going to listen. I'm going to observe, and I'm going to take my camera out. And even if I don't think there's anything here, I'm going to take 10 shots up, down. We forget in the trees, there's a lot. On the ground, there's a lot. Don't just take it out in the woods. Go up, go down, take some different shots from different angles. You will be shocked. And there's a trick. So if someone in your audience has never done this and they do it, that should give you a big boost, because we've been lied to about the technology of the cameras. Mm-hmm. A camera can never take a picture that you as a spirit being did not see. So if you can get a picture of and that's another thing, the Vedas tell us in their ancient literature, there are thousands of interdimensionals. So I usually call them interdimensionals, not cryptos, but we use cryptos so people understand the show. But Fae falls under interdimensional. But a lot of these beings, we just lump into Sasquatch and Dogman, but really there's thousands, big, little. I have a picture. I wish I need to look it up. I have a picture of a white rabbit. It looks like from Alice in Wonderland. It is clear as day. It's not even fuzzy. Wearing a blue coat, sitting on a log, sitting up, humanized as all get out. I have the most, you guys, it is the coolest thing when you can see. Like, I can't even like I get, this makes me speechless because I want to give it to you. I want to get out my magic fairy godmother wand and I want to knight you all. And I want to say, come into this magical world of fairy tales, because it's the fairy tales that are true. It's what you see with your eyes and what you see on the news and what you read in these program books at school that's false. The fairy tales are true. You are those magical beings. You are the fairy godmother. You are Cinderella. You are Prince Charming. You can talk to animals. Sorry. It's just
no, I love your excitement and enthusiasm. And it's so awesome that you're even bringing this up, because when we were getting set up and I was just watching you and Bill, I felt so much fairy energy around you.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was like, regardless of all of your information in your bio, I felt you're a fairy essence, if you will. Very playful, very fun, very charismatic, which is really neat.
You're hilarious. It's so funny you said that. My parents, they're still religious. My dad's still a pastor, and they just moved me out of my house. I just have to show you because it's like too funny. Sorry, I'm holding a dog. So in my house, it's decorated with things like this. Sorry, because I warn you, this is going to be, I'll try not to show the whole word, but like weird, purpley,
You'll have
mystical.
to put it up a little bit.
Weird, purpley, mystical. Sorry, my dogs again.
Okay, that's all right. You'll have to show us here. We're going to go to a break. But really quick, for those of you who were wondering earlier when I asked Kimberly, like, what can we do and how can we not fear our abilities and actually use them and not think we're crazy? There are so many support groups. There are so many places in your own community that you can go to. There's one particularly in mind. So if you're in the Ogden area, I co-own and operate a heart healing space where we have all of the consciousness tools and extras. It's called Vibes Now, which is VIBEZNOW.com for the website, but the store is Vibes Mind Body Spirit. Check it out. It's where I hang out all day long. It's good stuff. When we get back, everyone, we are opening up those phone lines, so get ready to call 85-KGRA Live. That number is 855-472-5483. Our guest tonight is going to be offering aura readings on air, mini scans of your body, remote viewing of your property, whatever you feel like. Just call and see what her gifts are that she is willing to share with you. Stay close, everyone. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Are you still at it?
Yeah, I need more speed.
This baby's fast.
My dad's fast. He's scary fast.
You really think you could beat him?
Yeah, because I drink more tea than he does.
Yeah, right.
You know, pal, it's the tea that makes you go, oh. Hey, Dad.
You know, kiddo, you have to drink a lot more tea to be faster than me.
Drink the tea that makes you go. Life Change Tea. You may not need as much as Dad. You never know. GetTheTea.com. Log on to GetTheTea.com.
Welcome to the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. Here you'll find great new content, including the KGRA Classics, great shows from our archives. You'll be able to see the show times and information so you can see what show is currently on air. The on-air live button. So just go to this section and you'll be able to hear the show live with exceptional sound quality. We also have the Vault section. Make sure to subscribe to get access to great content and special features. We have tab to make content for our latest news and events. So make sure to sign up and you can be part of our forum. So make sure to check out the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, the KGRADB.com. We look forward to seeing you there, and we hope that you enjoy the new website.
Mainstream media's most wanted. KGRAradio.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are here on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, Salt Lake City, Utah, and Hudson Valley, New York. And I invite you to visit the new website, kgradb.com. There's tons of content, exclusive content, and KGRA classics. Plus, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the members area. So I encourage you to have a visit and see for yourself. That's kgradb.com. And tonight we are wondering with our guest, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. You are just a fun guest to have. I'm enjoying this so much. You're making me want to go out and do some scanning of my own, practice my abilities, which is really exciting to me.
I hope you do, and send me pictures.
I just haven't had that spark for a while. You know, you get, like you said, the programming. We're busy. We got to be doing all these things. And I have such a commitment to, well, of course, myself, but my community and assisting people that I just get so tied up and wrapped up in that I sometimes forget to play. And so this show has been a really good reminder to me to go out and do that. Thank you so much. So we have opened up the phone lines for all of you who are interested. You can receive an aura reading, a scan, a remote viewing. Tonight, our guest did an aura scan on me before the show, and we're going to show that. I think Bill has that photo, if you want to pop it on there, Bill, of my aura. And she's going to go over that so you guys have an idea of what she's capable of doing and sharing. It's really exciting getting your aura read and having the colors come up. My colors are almost always the same, which is neat. Usually there's a little more white going on. Okay. But I guess it's just, explain to me, when you have the aura reading, is it how you are in that present moment when you take someone's photo like you did with mine?
It is.
Because your aura does change, right? Oh, yeah. It changes constantly.
Maybe, kind of. So I can pull an aura in the morning on me, and depending how many frequencies I run through me or what I eat or drink, like it may or may not shake. And it depends what happened at night and what was going on and what you were processing. There's a lot of tweaky weirdness to that. First pull auras that I do tend to be, like I've never pulled your aura before, even though you may have had a million, and you may be a certain way in the moment. They tend to be the core of who you are. They tend to be the core of who you are with some additional momentary, as you said, information, which we have here. So this is a mix of, like, to me, the core of who you are always. And I'm going to tell you all the positives and then tiny bit negative, but mostly positive. So first of all, your beautiful hostess is an expanded being. I'm going to look at it on my phone because she dropped it down.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Bill, do you want to pop that photo back up?
Yeah,
Thanks.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Then you can look at it.
Okay. So normally when we pull an aura, we don't see edge to edge color. Because most of us are repressed. Most of us have not done the work that you've done on yourself. So even if I didn't know you, I'd be like, this person has done the work. Like, you are super expanded, and I imagine most of the time you are. We look for, I'll tell you what I look for and what I try to accomplish in my own life. I look for integration. Is it mostly one color? So we think when you get these rainbow auras, like sometimes I'll see yellow, green, orange, blue, blah, blah, blah. There'll be like splashes of everything. Yeah, they're pretty. They're nice. But that shows me it's a very fragmented person with a lot of trauma. So we like to see something like this. It's a person who's done the work. It's a person who's done a lot of processing. I'm not saying perfect. And then we like to see it mainly one color. So we need to bring all of ourselves and then all of ourselves and all of ourselves. So we don't need to have alters or sub-personalities. Like I'm the actor with this person. I'm the teacher with this person. I'm the lover with this person. We need to bring, I'm the healer. I'm this, but it needs to be all of us, not holding anything back. So you, and this is, I'm sure you guys have heard her read before, and I know she's been read a million times, and she knows who she is. But this is, we want electric colors. So it's where we see a first pull aura with fairly electric colors. I wouldn't say it's the top, but it's pretty darn close to high frequency. You also have a balanced life force, which is very rare. We usually see very weak life forces, especially as it gets later in the day. You start losing energy. Even though you do have issues with energy and adrenals and things like that, that did come up that I saw that we could talk about, off air. We're talking kind of like spirit, like overall, physical, mental, emotional. Like this is really cool about you. You might not be that healthy physically, but you are an old frickin' spirit, and your spirit life force covers your butt a lot.
I believe it. I feel that.
So that's what we're seeing here. So she may be tired, she may be exhausted, she may be worn out, but her spirit's covered her. Her higher self is covering her all the way. So beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful. We do see and this is the heart area because this is the person facing us. So it approximates locations in the body. We do see a tiny bit leaving the aura, a tiny bit of anger, possibly repressed rage, something going on with like irritation, anger, rage, but it's leaving. So either processed it, worked it, or it's over. And then over here, we see more of the physical health. We see maybe some of the exhaustion, some of the toxicity, possibly something to look at. And then so we use the aura sometimes to drive us. So for you, if you were a client, I wouldn't go into the metaphysical stuff right away because you're pretty like into that, doing the work yourself. I would with you go into the physical body because I think sometimes you neglect that because you're doing so much other spiritual work, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're at a high level intuitive, ancient, powerful being known by many in the multiverse. That's who you are. So this is what that tells me.
Thank you. That was so quick. I'm definitely scheduling something with you later. The accuracy is just profound. I love it. We already have callers on hold, so I want to quickly move on past me and get to our first caller on hold. Let's welcome Dave from Hudson Valley. Thank you for calling into the show.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
Hi, Dave. Welcome back to the show. Repeat caller. I love it. Okay, Kimberly. So we have Dave on the line. What's the process here? How are we going to do this?
Oh, what do you,
Dave? What do you want done tonight?
Well, if she's picking up anything on my physical medical front,
okay. So what? Just as a disclaimer, she did share earlier that she'll share some when it comes to medical, but we do have a fine line that we need to not cross when it comes to sharing medical advice. So she'll share.
Yeah, and this is going to take about 30 to 60 seconds. Can I have the first letter of your last name, please?
L.
L? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to mute because it's going to make some noise, and you can talk for it, and I'll come back on when it's ready, if that's okay.
Yeah, like she said earlier, if you didn't catch the beginning of the show, she uses technology as well as her intuitive abilities to do these scans. And so while she's pulling up that scan for you, it does, like she said, it does take 30 to 60. And in the meantime, we get to hang out and talk.
Sounds good.
Yes, Dave. So you called in last week, right? Had a reading?
Yes, I did.
That's awesome. Helpful. And how was that reading for you? Did it seem pretty accurate?
It did. It kind of turned me in the right direction, somewhere I felt I needed to go. Good. So I definitely benefited from having that.
That's awesome. And right? If I recall, you're on your own journey right now. as far as your gifts and abilities go.
Yeah, but embracing the change aspect and moving past like the uncertainty and fear aspect, and trying to move ahead to discover what this gift is, even though I'm not, entirely sure what it's exactly going to look like.
Right. Well, it is a curve. There's no doubt about that. But the awareness is there, and that's when a lot of magic occurs, is when you're aware and open to receiving those answers. People, places, and things fall into line. Are you ready?
Yeah. So first of all, can I just talk? So first of all, there's a lot of, and this is common, so I'm going to kind of generalize, then I'll get more specific. A lot of digestion issues going on, skin things. I would imagine and guess you have muscle pain. There's kidney, bladder, urinary, and some issues with blood pressure, as well as some respiratory stress. That's the main overall arcing categories. Diving down into, it's so funny because what he wants to talk about, that's not what, like, our body, our spirit has like the highest wisdom. So I try to go with that. So I'm probably going to tell you things you don't want to know, but I have to tell you what your body's like screaming about and wants to tell you, which, interesting enough, is some of the spiritual stuff. So one of the things that came up for you was dimensional living, and we're talking about creation fire. So, and I love the synchronicity of it. It just tickles me. So one of the things that comes up for you, and I'm going to actually bring this into your field, but there's something that happened to you many times, whether you remember it or not. You might have been memory wiped, my hand's starting to burn, but you are afraid to turn up or embody fully your creation fire. So I'm going to bring it closer to you, because there was a time where you really, and my son-in-law's like this too, we can lose that. We can, and that's a whole nother show, but you're kind of like a campfire that you yourself, not outside forces, but you yourself have put water on it, and you're just allowing it to smolder. And so what we need to do is reignite your power and kind of dissipate the stress and fear of you completely owning your creation fire. Also, who you are as a soul, which I wish I could tell everybody, but I'm not allowed to. You have to, it's so much better when you remember who you are. It's just so much more powerful. But who you are as a being, your soul family, you're actually free of all natural laws. So what's a natural law? Gravity. What's a natural law? You can't turn water into gold. Like, there's many natural laws. So in other words, you're a magician at your essence, right, as your spirit being. That's a hint. That's not the totality. I'm not telling you everything, but that's a strong hint. So start to dissolve your programming and think about where your beliefs are of what you can't do, and start thinking about what you can do. Because as a spirit being, you, who you are at your core and who you've been before you came here, is free of all natural laws. You actually look like you are doing some really good work. Physically, chelation, or like a negative ion foot bath, pulling out the metals, pulling out the chemicals, pulling out the toxicity, is going to give you a lot of relief. There's just a lot going on. Again, I'm going to say kidney, bladder, like there's just a lot of stress. Were you in the military, or did you work around chemicals?
Not in the military, no.
Did you work around chemicals?
At one point, but not for a long period of time.
The body really hangs on to that. Again, I'm going to say, I think a negative ion foot bath would be a great investment. You can pick them up on Amazon for under $100, and it's just going to chelate. You have a lot of heavy metals, and I'm seeing pictures, which I don't want to, I never want to reveal people's stuff on air, and that's why I asked you in the military, because I don't always know the interpretation of the pictures, I assume. But definitely seeing that chemical exposure is still affecting you today. Wow, a lot of resistance. So I would really like to see you work with someone to help literally dissolve that resistance. There's a lot of thick programming and caging because of who you are as a being that's been put on you, and it's solid. Like, that's got to go. You have, like, the skeptic in you has got it. Like, you can't be a magician and a skeptic. You need to choose. Am I going to be the magician? Am I going to be the skeptic? Give up the skeptic, or work with someone that'll help you give up the skeptic. So I'm going to stop there, because I could go on for like 8 hours about him.
That's very awesome.
I've given up the skeptic. I'm definitely working with the magician. And this is not the first time I've heard this, so it's definitely resonating with what I've been told. And what I'm trying to, my personal aims is developing my own spirit, and as doing such.
I do like
so
that.
So good. Dave, thank you so much for calling into the show again. We appreciate your support.
Thank you,
and I am excited for your journey.
Thank you. I will keep you posted.
Do, please. I would love that. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, dear. Good night. Wow. So he called in last week and the reading's similar, which is really neat.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
not
cool.
the physical aspect, but the ability aspect. So because the physical part I don't recall it being brought up. So that's really neat. We have another caller on the line. Are you ready? I'd like to welcome to the show Tamara from New York State. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, ladies.
Hi. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, no.
What kind of reading are we going to do for you tonight?
I'm just wondering what she's getting, what she might get, what she might see. Been through a lot the last several years, so...
Hold on a minute. I have to explain something that I should have explained to you at the beginning of the show, and I apologize. I am, you can probably tell, super specific. So as soon as I see your name or hear your voice, I see, I'm not lying, a million movie screens open up, and I can't, because you won't be satisfied if I tell you what I see. If you want me to tell you what you are saying to me, like what your energy feels saying, I can do that. Or you have to ask a very specific question. Like, I'm a very specific psychic, the way I work.
Oh,
that's
so. Do you want me to tell you what you're saying, or do you want to ask me a question?
I would like to ask you, I've been trying to get a few things because I've been through a lot the last couple of years. I'm trying to get a few things going, and it just seems like I'm spinning my wheels. So I'm wondering if you're seeing anything that I can do. That one thing is to look for a home. But there's a lot of other things that I haven't been able to focus on my life for the last several years. I've had to take care of other things.
It's still a little general, but I'm going to go with it. Okay. There's a lot. I don't even know where to start. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look at you on the app because I just can't. There's just too much. Hold on. I'm speechless. I can't express what I'm seeing to say to you. So I'm going to see. Okay. Okay. That matches what I was seeing. So we're going to go with you. We're just going to do a process with you. Is that okay? Do I have permission to work on you energetically?
Yeah.
We're going to give you information, and we're going to help move the information. So you can't, so to get where you're going, number one, you have to know what you want. You think you know what you want. You don't. Your needs and desires are filtered through other people's, your programming and what other people are planning and have wanted for you. There's a part of your number one thing, what I would commit if I were you to 2021 to, is what do I want? You can't get what you want if you don't know what you want. And you do not, that was weird. You do not, affirmation. You do not know what you want. You think you know what you want, but that's not going to make you happy. So I need you to get really, really clear at a spirit soul level of what's going to expand you into a fullness of being, not programming. I could say I want a Porsche, it would be false. I've been down that road. You could say you want a Porsche, you don't. You could say you want a house, you don't. That's not, let's go smaller. Let's go, what do I want in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months? But to know what you want, you also have to know who you are. And who you are has been flattened and pushed down and depleted. And I want to see rise. So I think that's the wrong question. I would say, who do I want to be? Who do I want to become? And once you can answer that, then what you want. Because the way fire creation manifests in 3D dense reality has to be frequency compatible. It has to match. You can't have one essence of being saying, I want a castle, I want a house in the hills, I want a cottage, I want a tiny home. And then that doesn't match. You have to carry that frequency. And you are just so, I mean, what a beautiful soul. But you're also angry. You're very, very angry. And I want you to acknowledge it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be tired. I want you to own all of that and then let it go and draw a line and not say, from this, I'm going to write my book. What do you want your book? If I hand you an empty journal and I say, forget the past, forget what you were doing, forget last month, forget last year, forget last 5 years, write a new book, write a new book. And then we're going to work on some programming. So I am filled with vitality. You aren't filled with vitality. To create, to go after, to start anew, you have to have energy. So what can you do to restore your energy? So we're going to bring in the frequency of vitality to your field. We're going to bring in the ability for the organs to regenerate. We're going to bring in joy and balm and comfort and healing to your soul. We're going to bring in the ability to remember who you were before you came here. We're going to bring in excitement and desire and fun. And as you said, AJ, a playful spirit. We're going to bring all that in right now, and you are accepting it, so that's beautiful. Hold on. And then we're going to have a talk, because this is huge. Until you get past this, nothing's going to happen as easily as it could for you because of who you are. Somewhere someone put the belief into you, maybe from when you were little, that you are not a good person. That's one reason why you do what you do, because you're like, golly darn it, I am a good person. 1, I did this. 2, I suffered. 3, I gave up. 4, I sacrificed. That makes me good. None of that makes you good. You know what makes you good? Because you are. There is no good and bad. This is a lie of duality all day long. There is no black and white. You are not a sinner. You are not less than. You are not all that BS. You are good because you are breathing. So we're bringing that into your field. You need to, I'm actually going to float. We're going to bring this beautiful pink light. We're going to bring some gold light. We're going to bring some silver light. We're going to connect you to the black void, to the all, and we're going to fill you with the reminders and the essence of your goodness. You are good. Not because of what you did, but because of who you are. Is that enough? Because I'll keep going.
That's amazing. Does
any of that resonate with you?
Oh my gosh. It's amazing because of what I accomplished with my background growing up, and how far I came. But like just about 5 years ago, and you said 5 years, I had to put my life totally aside and dedicate my life to these people who were hateful to me, these relatives that were hateful and said those things.
But that means, and can I do it for you? Can I separate you from that time of your life? Can we start tonight?
Right now? That's what I've been working. Yes, that's what I've been letting go. Yes, I'm done with that.
Can I put you on your optimal timeline, and you can decide if you stay there? Do I have your permission to put you on this sparkling, new, happy timeline? Can I put you there? And then you decide. It's free will. You decide to stay there. But I'm gonna do some work right now. We're gonna release. I want you to keep breathing, breathe deeply, breathe slowly, release. You see, there's a difference, and I want you guys to hear it in the tone of the voice. If I can give you a little piece of wisdom that will help you throughout life, listen to people's tones of the voice when they speak. When people speak truth and they're willing to receive, it resonates in the voice. When people say they're not in resistance, it resonates in the voice. People tell you who they are by their voice. So you're a very beautiful receiver. You are ready. You can begin again. You are receptive to the healing. And anybody on here, if any of my practitioners are on here, which often watch my shows, you guys please contribute to this beautiful being's new start, because I'm putting on an optimal timeline, and your life begins anew in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. 1.
Tamara, how do you feel?
Yes, I feel really moved. I feel very touched, and thank you so much for those affirmations. I really needed to hear all of that. I do need to find a place to live. I am looking for a home, and I always have wanted a small little homestead. So when you said what I think I want, I may not want, I guess I have to think on that.
Get very clear when it comes to...
Sure, it resonates because a new you changes everything. Like the frequency changes. You may still resonate with that, but you may not. Don't be so quick to pin down the old you. That's all. Just be open to discovery and change.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Blessings to you both. Thank you so much for all the time tonight.
Thank you, Tamara, for calling into the show. You have a beautiful evening.
You as well. Thank you, ladies. Bye now.
Thank you. Oh, that felt so good. That felt so good. I appreciate readings of all sorts, but this one felt like sparklers to me.
Sweet.
Energetically, like...
Yeah, she's a sweet lady.
So good. Okay, we have another caller on the line. We'd like to welcome Ronald from Minnesota to the show. Hello, Ronald.
Hi, AJ, and hello to Kimberly, and good to see you again this week. And what a wonderful guest you have. Again, I don't know how you do it, but you always bring on the wonderful guests. I have a two-part request, actually.
Okay.
I do aura readings myself. I have that gift. I'll let you know that. And I can see it through the TV or the computer screen, which I didn't know I could do that. But some other people have verified that I was reading it correctly. So that means that I do have that ability. And anyway, I would like to have an aura reading, but I would also like you to take a look around my house. Like to have you take a look around the house and see if you can see what I see and see what some other people have noticed.
Okay.
If that would be possible.
Be a second for the aura reading.
So that takes just a moment for her to pull up and get the information on Ronald. You have a lot going on. And I remember you said from a previous call that you do see auras. That's really a neat ability to be able to do is you that.
I used to do that when I was a kid in high school, and it scared me because I used to read things into people's lives that I didn't need to know. And I got too much information about things that I wasn't supposed to know. So I turned it off for a long time. Now I have learned how to incorporate it into daily usage where it can be beneficial to me and to the people that I'm looking at and reading. So I'm not trying to condemn anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm not trying to judge anybody for what's going on. But I want to know, do they have a health, like what she's talking about with the health issues and things like that. Can I help them in any way? Can I help them direct them in a certain way, their passion or whatever, And I find it really interesting that I'm able to at least help somebody maybe direct their path,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I learned a lot of that from what you talk about every week.
Oh, thank you. Well, Kimberly is ready to give you some information.
Okay. First of all, I have to ask this question. Do we want to go down this particular buddy trail, AJ? This is a complex, I'm fine with it. Is he really open to, he's not going to get what he's expecting. He's going to get truth that I don't know if he knows. He may know it, he may not, but it's not a typical home reading. It's going to have some added information.
Okay. So, I can't answer that because I'm not him, but Ronald, I'm sure you're open to receiving whatever information she's willing to share with you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Great. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Let's start with I wish I could. I don't know. If I hold it up, you won't get it right. You won't be able to. It probably won't. It'll glare off my phone. But basically, you kind of said it. So you are, again, you have an indigo, a high frequency indigo, obviously. Like you are with your own unique gifts and abilities. You already know this. You are psychic. You also have a lot of new energy coming in. So I don't know what new is coming into your life, but I always like to see new energy coming in. But you're totally encased in an egg and you're compressed where we saw you were expanded. So you definitely Do not speak everything that you see or you know. And I'm actually going to challenge you. It's not the old days. Like, you may have spoken things in or whatever you say. I totally believe you, but it's a new day. It's much differently received now, as we discussed earlier, and you're much supported by many people. Paranormal is popular. Woo-woo is the new thing. It's like everybody wants the woo-woo. And so I just encourage you to continue to expand and speak your abilities. You're yellow tagged individual. You're a high asset, what we call a high asset target of interplanetary groups. So you are monitored and watched in your home. So I'm not really concerned about like spirits and demons and cryptos. Like, other people can talk to you about that, but I want to talk to you about, some things specifically that I see going on in your home. Number one, you have eye implants, and your family members have eye implants owned by the military. How are you associated with the military? Because if you're not associated with the military, then you're really a high asset target. Because that means they picked you out with no former association. Is there military in your family?
I was former military. I did 4 years, and my family has been in the military, yes.
Yeah, so you and I are from a military family. We are permanently owned. It's called concedement. It's not a contract. It's a concedement. When you are in the military, family members in the military, there's fine print that says no matter how many times you come back here, you are permanently owned by the military, including a fun little branch called SSP. You are running SSP missions at night. There's plenty of channels, secret super soldier channels, that'll go more into that. Like I said, we're going to go way down the rabbit hole with you. So I think it's important that you know that. Military monitors you to the fact that military helicopters, which you would recognize if you were paying attention or if you were home all the time, do flybys by your house. You could take video or photographs of them. You are on a military flyby route. So you are a high value asset. All your phones are hacked right at this moment. You currently have numerous forms of reptilian off-planetary groups. I'm just seeing this, so I will speak this. You have Dracos. There's a lot of grays outside of your house, in your yard. They come in at night. You are being taken at night. You are being taken and running missions, but you're also being taken. You're kind of like you're running missions. You're kind of like the perpetrator and the victim, which is how the military plays us all. So you are in the super soldier program. I don't want to go deep into this because I could tell you a lot more. You also have portals that are open in the day that shut at night in your house. Very interesting. I don't know if you shut them. Do you have any pets?
No. The only just outdoor pets, just wild animals that come and go. Got a rabbit that hangs around here.
Okay, so it's carnates. Do you ever see animal spirits in your house? Because there's a lot of discarnate animals, like particularly cats, wandering around your house. I call them ghost cats.
No, I have not seen, that I know of. I've seen some light flashes. I've seen some actual physical people in my house.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of things in your house because you have portals. Your computers are hacked by 3-letter agency. I mean, you are just like, woo, you are like, they saw you coming in and you're in the military family and you are watched. You are watched. You have a lot of negative entities present. You have these abilities. You can sense and see them. So here's a tip for everybody. The level of entities I see around him, other than we're not talking about Dracos. Dracos are entities, they're beings. Entities to me are not like demons or like powerful dark energies. They're little things that we can see. They stick in people's hair. We can take pictures and blow them up and see entities too. I should have checked you for that, AJ. But entities hate water. So I always recommend if someone says you have a lot of entities around you or you go out of your home, most of us that are conscious create sacred spaces in our home. There's less entities in our home. The second you walk out the door, you're jumped. You jumped in Walmart, you jumped in the grocery store, you jumped at work, you jumped in schools, you jumped in the bus station, like you're jumped. And so it's really important. They hate essential oils. They hate water. Take a shower, take a bath, wash yourself off, and you'll get rid of the entities. So entities are going to be attracted to you because you're like a beast, like as a spirit. You're like you just have so many abilities. You're your psionics are excellent. They use you for your wow, they just use you for a lot of things at night on missions. So yeah, we could get into the whole dream thing, but you are like, whoo.
Ronald, without taking too much more time, because we do have other callers we have to get to. Haven't you said in the past that you do have experiences through the night like this?
Yes, I have gone to off-world experiences. I don't know how to explain it. Amethyst crystal planet, just all purple crystal, and it has like a couple of suns, and it just has light shining all around. You can touch the crystals. At that planet, I saw two people that I recognized, but I couldn't tell you who they were. I just knew that I knew them. I felt very peaceful, but I don't know what the heck I was doing there, why I was there, what the message was about.
You'll find out one day.
Then I come back. I get like about 2 hours sleep, and then I feel like I have been working all day. You know, like I've been digging a ditch or digging a grave or something like that, and that's aggravating.
Yeah. Military abductions almost every night. Yep, nothing will stop it. And it won't stop until you're gone. It's who you are.
All right, so I just have to
take naps.
That. All right, well, thank you very much.
I wish we could spend more time with you, Ronald. I'm so glad that you called in and got this validation and information.
Ronald, you already knew. I like to shock and traumatize people. No, I'm kidding. I like to. You already knew.
No, she doesn't.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Have a good night, Ron. Okay, we're going to bring in our next caller because, we don't have that much more time left on the show. Let's welcome Jill from North Carolina. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jill. Thank you for your patience.
Sure, no problem.
What question do you have for Kimberly tonight?
Well, I don't have a specific question. I'm sure I could come up with one, but I'm more than happy to just have her tell me about whatever she picks up.
Oh, perfect. Those are my favorite kind of readings.
I know, and I'm sure we'll answer all the questions anyway, so we'll cut to the chase.
Okay, I almost got her, so it'll be a minute.
Okay, so she's scanning you right now.
Okay, sure. This has been really
Is this your first time calling into the show?
It is. It's actually my first time even watching the show.
Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, it's really nice. A friend of mine shared it, and I was cooking dinner, and so I decided to tune in.
Nice. What a good friend. Sharing is caring.
Correct.
So the first
we are live every Wednesday night, just so you know, from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern.
Wonderful. Great to know. Thanks.
Are you ready, Kimberly?
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, I'm kind of ready. I'm so ready. Where in North Carolina?
Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte.
Okay, so you've got something viral or bacterial going on in your body. Really wants you to take something really easy, like garlic for it. Also, your body also likes vitamin C, oregano oil, allicin, which is a concentrated form of garlic. So I would really like to see you. You're either, I'm not going to look deep because of time, but it's either fungal, bacterial, viral, but you've got something going on that I'd like to see you kick back. I'm going to talk to you, especially, this is weird because it's going more physical, about kind of food sensitivities or allergies. Do you have animals? Are you around animals?
Do I have animals? No.
Do you hang out with animals at all or around animals ever?
Not really.
You're coming up really sensitive to animal hair, dust, which is kind of the same irritation. You're really, 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 really allergic to dust and animal hair. You're highly allergic. I mean, most of us are to wheat and corn, so highly sensitive to it. I would avoid immediately all wheat and corn. If you have any foggy thinking, sleep problems, memory problems, stomach issues, your life will change. If you eliminate wheat and corn, your life will literally change. You're that sensitive to it. You're also highly sensitive to milk. If you just cut out, I know it's going to be hard, all milk products, wheat and corn, radically different energy. Seriously, your brain, everything would change. You're so sensitive to that. If you took an allergy test, it would absolutely match what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, so just consider that. I know that's the common diet, but.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thyroid issues. So, I mean, some of this is like guest stuff, but for you particularly, are you on any thyroid medication, or is anybody looking at you for your thyroid?
No, but I actually just got insurance, and I know that my thyroid needs attention. I can just
that is great intuition. Follow that. Listen to that. You have you're okay in energy, but your energy is starting to tank. You can usually bring it up, like by whatever you do, you know, good sleep or self-care, but you're kind of on that borderline. The thyroid is really kind of wobbly to me. So I definitely think you need to honor that and, have that looked at. I'm trying to find something interesting. This is boring stuff. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is what our body wants.
No, usually,
about.
Honestly, so much. Generally, people don't talk about all this with me. They talk about all the esoteric stuff. So it's unique that we're actually focusing on this. So it's great.
Like, it's time for me. I'm just seeing if anything else really.
Yeah.
You're actually you already know your psychic abilities, because you have quite a nice smattering of psychic abilities that you safely, being the key word, use. I would encourage you to take the locks off and unsafely use. One of your strongest abilities is hearing. You hear things. So
that's my strongest. Yeah. I always struggle wanting to see, but I think that I might just be fooling myself on that one. I don't know that that's necessarily what I need.
Oh, you're so strong. No, you can see, but I would kind of take the hearing, because I always say, pick the low hanging fruit. Why do we make it hard on ourselves? Like, we're able to have a level of your ability of psychic hearing. So why are you going like past that, reaching for like, develop that, like work with that and like explore that. And then you have then you can pick like the next thing, but you are super, super good at that. So we're going to do a little work. Do you have your permission to do a little work with you on beliefs and programming?
Yes.
So you don't think you have enough time. I don't know why or what. So we're going to bring in the concept that I have enough time. So I'm going to give you a phrase that I want you to write down and say to yourself when you feel like I don't have enough time. And the phrase is, do the next thing. And I want that to be a key that you say out loud to yourself, or you look at, you write and post it by your desk or somewhere where you see, or in your kitchen, and you say, do the next thing. That's going to be a key to stop, to breathe, and you say, I got this. And then just pick something, do it.
And do it.
And then next thing, like do it all the way through. Like, don't stop. See, this is what you're doing. So you like start cleaning out a cabinet, then you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I have to do this. And then you're like, oh my goodness, like you are very multidimensional and you actually operate on multiple timelines at the same time. But because of that, you're not as effective. Like when we're dispersed, we're not as effective as when we're like an arrow and we're potent. So just you have every ability to take out the targets, just take out your targets and then go on to the next thing. So your life will change if you literally just do the next thing. You will get so freaking much done.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 ones. I have to, James. I have to do these. Yeah. So important. Like, okay. This is an outside love. So we're not talking about if you love yourself. You are loved. We're not talking about inside love. I don't care about that right now. You are loved and assisted beyond your wildest comprehension. You know it and you acknowledge it sometimes. And then you go into this weird, you get drowning in the programming, drowning in what you see, and you get a little bit irritated that other people do not see who you are, because you have something some of the colors don't have. You have a pretty good self-concept. You have a pretty strong core of who you are. And sometimes it ticks you off that other people don't see that. And it doesn't make you feel loved when you're not seen by 3D people. But you're not about 3D people, because most 3D people that are left this time are not even people. They're clones. They're Sims, as in the Sims game, and they're symbiotics. They don't have souls. But in the multiverse, which is where it matters, all possibility, all creation, all the time. They know the heck out of you. You are like, you have been like famous freaking people in history. Like, forget that. That's a lie. Every time you think that, just say, I don't care. Like, I know who I am. And I know like trillions of people and beings know me and love me. Like, just throw that out. So we're just going to dissolve that programming because it's a lie.
Please. It's a theme. It's a theme I'm familiar with.
Right.
So any help you can give me, I'll take
it.
No, that's awesome, Jill. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to call in.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and get to that doctor.
I really appreciate your time.
Have a good night, Jill. Thanks for calling.
Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, dear, we have one more caller, and then we're going to wrap up the calls for the night. Let's welcome Eric to the show.
Oh, hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hello. Very good, thank you. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Thanks for calling in. What's your question for Kimberly tonight?
Oh, no particular question. I suppose just read my aura.
What's the first letter of your last name? My puppies are squeaking, so the dogs are freaking. First letter of your last name.
H.
H? Sorry?
Yes.
Yes, he said H. Okay, so, Eric, are you thinking, I'm just curious, are you thinking of a specific question inside of yourself that you're not asking, or you're just generally curious what she will come up with?
Yes, very curious. And she seemed to like hit on that thyroid thing, which was amazing. So, I tend to believe I put out a lot of energy, so there really ought to be a lot to read.
I believe that about you.
Thank you.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
No, but when she shared my aura reading earlier, and she touched on adrenals and fatigue, that's really big in my world. That's something that I'm currently working through, and a lot of people don't know that about me because, I show up and I'm still here even though I'm exhausted. So the accuracy is just really amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly, are you ready, dear?
Yeah, I'm ready. I just kind of want to shut my door because the puppies are squeaking. So the dogs are like, the puppies are crying. And we're almost done.
Shut the door because we just have about 10 minutes left of the show in its entirety. So I just want to make sure that we get this reading, and then we'll make sure all of you have her information so you can get in touch with her if you are interested in doing so.
Love themes. So we have a little theme going on. So I don't know why. I mean, I'd have to look deeper, and there's a million reasons. Actually, do know why. I'll have to look deeper. There's a million reasons, but you are not. You're coming out of your body on the top, and so grounding is important for you. Rich, earthy, essential oils, going out in your barefoot, like actually in the grass or the dirt. Like, you need to get in your body. This is the mistake I made when I first started teaching consciousness and using my psychic abilities. I would just get out of the body and work out of the body. But I became a billion times stronger when I got in the body, because here we work with the density. We don't work against the density. And yes, the body is dense, but that doesn't matter. So we're here, and you talk about this a lot, AJ. Be here now, be in the moment, be in the body, like feel what you feel, all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to be in your full power, that you get back in your body. We need to bring in, if I have your permission, I see this a lot in men. I think it's less accepted in men to be wickedly psychic. It's kind of a feminine thing, which is psychics. If you think about it, like, there's more women. It's more accepted for women to be psychic. So something made you, again, turn down all that fire creation power, all your magical abilities, and you've got it like turned way down. So you're like a campfire smoldering like somebody else. So I'm going to, with your permission, can I bring in a little bit more fire for you and pull you down into your body?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to set a program to reinforce that for 48 hours. We're also going to bring in, okay, so here's the problem. Your mind is completely pure. You're completely honest. You desire a lot. There's a lot you dream of. There's a lot you desire. There's a lot you want to take in and own. The energetics are not there. You don't quite know like what dominoes to line up to make it happen. So I'm going to turn on a few switches, and I think you can take it from there. Again, AJ, you provide resources, and there's other resources. I'm sure you could direct him too, but it's you kind of have it like smoldering. It just needs to be stoked. So tonight we're going to stoke it. We're going to bring in the possibility of any and all creation, all possibility from black void energy. Out of nothing, anything and everything can come that you desire to create in any way that you desire to bring it into your life. So we're going to bring that in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, receiving. You are open to receive, okay, and in 1. Okay, receive that. I'm also going to set a 7-day program for you so that happens every morning when you wake up, and every night when you go to bed, that exact same process happens because you have to hold it because you're just so used to kind of letting your power drain out. So we're going to bring that in. What else do I want to say to you? Yeah. Other than that, I got to say, you look pretty good, like spiritually, but just need that little adjustment to go into creation and manifestation. You're actually a really powerful manifester. Let me see if I have any other interesting tidbits before I get my mic shut off. Shh, almost done. They're usually pretty good. What does your body want to say? Oh, foot bath. Good for you too. Your body's actually literally requesting it with those words. Foot bath detox requested. So that would be really good for you. Eliminate junk food. You need to change your eating. I'm just going to drop that in your field. Look up the mucusless diet. Look up longevity, prepared meals, food for longevity, which is locally, organically sourced. We're coming into spring and summer. You know it. You cannot be a power broker of high frequency and eat corrupted, spelled, cursed, low frequency foods. And you eat a lot of those. Yeah. So diet is like a good thing for a man to work on. It's physical. It's tangible. You can grab it. You can chart it. You will accomplish more of where you're wanting to go spiritually and metaphysically if you clean up your diet.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not what you want to hear, but that's what your body wants to tell you.
I don't think anyone wants to hear that. We want to eat all the junk, right?
Well, I've been, for a year or two, I was doing protein diet, and it helped me lose weight. And then around the holidays, I lapsed on that. So I'm just going to have some fun eating sugar and everything. And it's hard to come back off of that and get back into the protein diet.
I'm feeling like the protein diet may not be for you. Kimberly, what are you feeling?
Yeah, he's too high vibrating. He needs to look up mucusless diet. Mucusless diet. That's what you need. This is the program. There's a food program. The food program is like laughing hysterically because they're like, this guy's going to do all this stuff, and then he's just going to kind of simmer because you're going to hit a ceiling. You've got it. Okay, so everything matters up to a certain frequency, then nothing matters. Both of us are nowhere near, including me, the frequency where nothing matters. And everybody can cheat a little, but that's why I said food for longevity. If you can't do it, get on some program where they send you the food and you have it, you just take it out and you eat it. We're coming into what state, I'm not sure where you live, but everywhere there's bounty in spring and summer and fall usually of fresh vegetables. Sign up for a farmer's box. Sign up for one of these things where they bring a fresh fruit and look up recipes, or if you're with somebody, like make it fun. It doesn't have to be. Your taste will change, your palate will change, your psychic abilities will turn on, and your ability to speak whatever you want. If you want a boat, if you want to go fishing, change your diet. I know it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense because there's rules of this reality and then there's multiverse rules, and you do have to fit under all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in, Eric.
Okay. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, I appreciate your support every week in the chat and all. Thank you. Have a beautiful night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, here we are at the end of another show. It always goes by so quick, but I am not even kidding. Tonight just flew by like this. Like, where did the time go? We have so many requests to have you back already, so I hope you're open to an invitation to come soul wander with us some more.
Sure.
Before we go, where are all the places that our listeners can find you if they were interested in any of your services, like your readings, your books, or anything else that you provide?
I'm pretty easy to find. I usually suggest like secreteverything.com and then just type in Secret Everything or Kimberly McGeorge, and you're going to pretty much get, like, I'm Serene Wellness on Twitter. I have a Secret Everything Facebook page. I have a Kimberly McGeorge Facebook page. I've done a million trillion, not always as sweet as this one, but I've done a million shows, and, I'm findable, which is nice. They haven't wiped me from the planet yet. I'm findable. So thank you. Thank you so much for facilitating this. It's really beautiful. You have a beautiful spirit, a gift.
The time with you has just been amazing. I feel very blessed this evening by your energy, by your presence, by your willingness to share. And thank you for being this bright and shiny light we have out in the universe. You are appreciated. And I want to repeat your words right back to you. You are loved. You are so loved. And we appreciate you. Everyone's just, I have tons of people in chat just blowing up right now. Bring her back. She's amazing. She's great. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, thank you for, I've done podcasts, and I just want you guys to know, sometimes you don't feel like showing up, and AJ shows up for you guys, and she loves you, and she has purity, and she is amazing. She can hold space beautifully and great. She sits here and she heals. It doesn't matter what her guest is saying. She is healing. So I just want you guys to appreciate her and show up and support her, and for all our other guests as well.
Thank you. I may have needed to hear that today. And thank you, listeners, my wanderers, for being here with us tonight. It's, I couldn't be here without you and my amazing producers, Bill and Eric, this station, this platform. Make sure you guys are supporting not just my show, but all of the shows here on KGRA. And you can do that by going to kgradb.com. Have a good night, everyone. Happy day.